Brother Marshall, he's up with the sun, muttering prayers before day is done. A monk so devout, rarely a fuss. Just don't ask him, share his morning kombucha with us. A roll for Cliniciative, the dice tell no fibs. Our fates are decided right down to our ribs. Through dungeons and dragons with laughter and groans, together we conquer, we're never alone. Theo Iron Fen, a rogue with pure class, pickpocketing goblins right down to their brass. He's so smooth with his daggers, a true master of sleight. Once stole a nun's habit just for a laugh in the night. Then there's Buxel, a wizard so green, whose spells sometimes fizzle, a chaotic scene. He once got mugged by a nan, lost his wand and his gold, but his heart's in the right place, or so we're told. Her roll for Cliniciative, the dice tell no fibs. Our fates are decided right down to our ribs. Through dungeons and dragons with laughter and groans, together we conquer, we're never alone. Durin Thunderaxe, a dwarf with a grin, always just happy, where do we begin? Amidst all the chaos, he just wants to cheer anyone for a ale and perhaps some more beer.
Oh, it's the best thing I've ever seen. Christ. It's so good.
I can't believe that.
That was incredible. This AI era is just absolutely wild. I'm going to assume that CJ didn't animate every frame of that by hand.
No.
Yeah.
None of us have the time.
Yeah.
None of us have the time.
That's so amazing. Much backfighting.
Oh. Hello, and welcome to Roll for Cliniciative, Episode 5. We are joining our heroes as they are about to depart from their initial village, and they are seeking desperately a cure to the Frigid woe disease that has beset multiple members of their village. We come upon them as they are about to enter the ship, the Remorhaz, captained by Remington Bugleby, desperately traveling north to Islecross to find a cure. As they approach the ship, the four of them stand. A gentleman privateer approaches them and asks, "Adventurers, what might I call you?"
You're up, Dave. That's all you.
Look, I know we haven't talked about this, but I feel that we should call something that represents all of us together and where we've come from. I think we should be known as the Frigid Area Response Team. Yes, the Frigid Area Response Team.
It's a little bit wordy though, don't you think? Is there a way that we can make it a little bit shorter?
I guess we should. Okay, so...
The FART for short, do we think?
FART?
Yeah.
4 letters is a good
I'm happy
one.
with that.
Yeah. That sounds great. There's 4 of us, 4 letters. That seems to work really well.
I think that works really well. So call us the FART in capitals.
Ah, yes, the FART. Feel free to scroll that in the ledger permanently. If you'll enter the vessel, we'll depart shortly. And at the end of last episode, Brother Marshall already did a scout. You have confirmed there is no sort of hidden surprises in this vessel, no sort of pirates waiting to waylay you, or assassins, or aggressive cooks, whatever. You have done a sweep of it. There's no big surprises there. It is a galleon. It has 3 levels, including the bottom hold for cargo. And it has seen better days. It's got a gaudy coat of paint on it that's sort of covering up some damage. And it almost has the look of something that's been a repurposed airship. Like you can see hints of where an engine might have been, but instead it's just repurposed for the water. And you're not quite sure what that is about. Those with a high passive perception would also note that the paint on the Remorhaz is peeling slightly. On the word, the Remorhaz.
Okay.
Durin looks to the captain. Just checking this ship is good to fly. I just noticed that your paint could use a bit of work on the ship. Yeah, CJ, you're muted again.
You're actually
I'm just going to leave it off the whole time. Yes, she flies like a rabbit across the ice. Absolutely. Rip Snorter, absolutely.
But isn't that really slippery and they might fall?
That's half the fun.
Well, that's not wrong.
I think Bucks has never been on a ship of any kind before,
Yeah.
and so it's going to go up to sort of Brother Marshall and kind of like tug on his thing and to be like, does this stay in the water? The captain's talking about it going across the ice, but I've never been on one of these before, so I don't know how they normally work.
CJ, how much like Brother Marshall done a little bit of travel, but I'm not sure if I've gone along this icy field before.
I would say it's up to you how much you've traveled. I would think that anyone who's traveled a moderate distance around Palebank Village has taken a ship. You know that the travel in these areas, because of the frequent storms, is generally water-based. The airships tend to have more trouble. Even the water-based ships are problematic in a big storm. There are occasional icebergs. And for that reason, the boats tend to hug the coast apart from areas where pirates are thick, and they might go further out to sea at those points. And that's sort of a rock and a hard place scenario.
Fascinating. I have to say, like, even personally, I'm trying to imagine, I'm looking at this ship and I'm trying to work out, what are we doing? I'm honestly not sure, Bucks. Like, I'm looking around and going, like, it's kind of like resembles what I think would stay in the water, but it kind of looks like it could go in the air, but maybe not for a long time. Like, it could potentially jump. I'm not sure. But at the same time, like, I don't want to scare you or freak you out by this, but I'm also just not sure.
I'm pretty nervous already about just being off like solid land, because it's all that I've done before. But like I think I can do the water, but I don't know about the air. I'll ask Durin later, but he's talking to the captain, so I don't want to interrupt.
So is this mostly, going back to Durin, is this mostly a water trip or an air trip? Can I do both?
Only water, I'm afraid.
Okay, all right. Well, that's less fun, but less falling. That's fine.
From the side.
Yeah.
Good size of relief from us overhearing this conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're just about ready to cast off, so I'm going to get up to the captain's area, and yes, please load up. There's some hammocks down below, and we'll ship off in 5 minutes.
Is there anything we can do to help to get the ship ready to go? I want to be useful if I can. This tiny.
And you see, he sort of ponders, and he says, so you guys are shipping north towards Islecross, and he sort of suggests to you that time is of the essence, right? You guys have a very strict timeline. You really want to get there as soon as possible. He is happy for you guys to help, and I'm happy for you guys to roll a survival check or another check if you can think of something else to sort of increase the speed at which you travel. I'll have you roll separate checks, just a d6 roll, to see if there's any sort of chaos or random events that slow you down. But that survival check or other check will help speed you up to offset that.
Yep.
So if thematically, if you want to tell me something, I'm happy for you to add that.
I think I might do a history check with my knowledge of local pirating or local trouble that we may run across along our journey in the initial stages.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a history check.
Oh, no, good. Okay.
11's fine. You would know that the path north to Islecross is mostly fine. There is a brief stretch where you can cut through an area. It's called Pirate Shoals because pirates are thick. Like they come out in small skimmers generally and sort of waylay the ships. And the option is to either circle around that and add an extra day, or to cut through and run the risk of pirates. But there is definitely some pirates in the area, and most ships choose to circumnavigate that gap.
Okay. I think Brother Marshall would feed this back to the captain. And I think also sort of mention, look, the four of us are, and sort of looks around, vaguely capable in combat if required. I think I speak for the group to say that we could take the short route if we wanted.
Durin goes, all right, before we go though, I just need 10 minutes and I need everyone on the crew to come within close to us so I can do a quick quarantine check of everyone for illness and disease. We are going to be on a ship with each other for a few days. We should not all get sick together. And if someone needs, and we figure out anyone's sick, we get them off the ship in the quarantine, then they're locked in with us and we all get sick together. Misery likes company, but Durin does not. All right, everyone come in close. So he tries to get everyone coming close within 30 feet, so then he can ritual cast detect poison and disease.
Yep. That's easy enough. You get
Yep.
there's a couple of people. There's the ship's captain. He also has a cat called Mr. Whiskers. There
Oh.
is a stevedore, so a general stevedore for unloading cargo, as well as a ship's cook, a first mate, a second mate, and sort of a galley boy, so sort of a apprentice sailor. It's a very light crew. Like they don't need a lot to sail this galleon. That said, there is also one other passenger who sort of turns up as you're performing this ritual. So you see someone stepping out of a very bright caravan. She's a striking young woman in her early 20s with sun-kissed olive skin and wild dark curls that sort of dance in the breeze on the coast. Deep amber eyes and intricate henna tattoos spiraling up her arms like living vines. Flowing fabric, sort of rich jewel tones, emerald scarves, gold bangles, and just a very shiny accoutrement. She's also got a deck of cards strapped in a sort of a holder next to her hip and sort of looks well used. And she sort of walks past you and you get her in the spell, but she sort of just carries on up to the ship and sort of nods to Remington, the captain.
All right. Okay. So what's the results of the detect poison and disease? Anyone sick?
One of them has scurvy. The ship's cook, ironically, has scurvy. There's nothing else.
Okay.
No frigid woe, nothing else.
Okay. Durin goes to the cook. I think you might need this orange more than I do. And he pulls it and gives them an orange. Here's a second one for good nature. I think you might have a bit of touch of scurvy.
He'll take it. He'll bite into the orange. Sort of bites right through the skin.
Good for your initiative work. All right, let's get going.
And Durin's got 2 vials of frigid woe and our double bagged solution. Is that right? And I think
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. One's cracked, one's not cracked. The cracked one is in 4 bags.
Okay. So,
Incredible.
Okay. If you guys are happy, we'll board the ship and set sail. And what I'll get you to do, you're welcome to have any sort of scenes you wish, but if you want to roll me a survival check, if someone could roll me a survival check, and if someone could just roll me a flat D6, just for other events.
Okay, I can do it.
Okay. Survival. I have a +1 if anyone else has a bit higher survival.
That's a 2.
And this will be for the first half of the first day.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a 2 on the D6.
I've
2
got
on the
plus
D6. Give me
2 and a +3.
Okay.
Just what? No, for you or for me?
You do, don't you?
No, it's a flat D6.
No, but like for the survival
Oh,
check for us, because
okay.
one of us needs to do a survival check.
Well, I can do that as well. I got a 9.
Oh, okay. Sean's not rolling anymore.
So with the 2 on the D6, it is smooth sailing for the first half of the first day. That offsets the survival check, so you essentially proceed at a standard pace. So I'm not sure what a 9 represents or what happens, Sean. I'm happy for you to tell me, but that's essentially normal pace between the 2 and the 11 and the 9.
I think for me, I think similarly, I've never been on a boat, or at least if I have been on a boat, I've kind of been a stowaway and had nothing to do with the functioning of the boat, or never kind of came out of it. So I think whenever people are, I'm trying to observe how people are using the ropes and observe things. And I think my survival of 9 is probably me maybe trying to replicate that by undoing a rope and then being pulled and slammed into the side of the boat or something.
Okay. Yep, that fits. For the second half of the first day, and you can get there somewhere between 2 to 3 days, keeping in mind. For the second half of the first day, can someone roll me another survival check? Someone else roll a D6.
All right, I'll do this one.
Survival check. So Durin thinks, Brother Marshall, I think you can use a helping hand. I'm going to give you guidance. New cantrip.
Thank you.
So add a D4.
Is that amazing? I'll add the D4. I'm going to need it. How do you just roll a D4 on?
I think bottom corner, there's like a dice roll thing.
Oh, bottom corner. Yeah,
Yep.
Got it.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
strong.
Okay. And another D6.
And a D6. So 10 on survival all up with the guidance.
Yep. And a 5 on the D6.
A 5. Interesting. Okay. So still smooth sailing. You actually make it through most of the second half of the first day fairly smoothly. As you approach sort of that dusk period, you notice two things. The first is the woman in the brightly coloured clothes is sort of sitting on the edge of the deck, sort of shuffling her cards, leaning over the railing. And you also, Durin, notice an iceberg with 3 people on it in the distance.
Durin peers out at the iceberg and goes, "Ooh, I think we have some visitors there." He's wondering if there's shipwrecked or if there's any crashed ships nearby.
Yep, you can roll me a perception check. Someone can assist with that if they wish, if you want to draw their attention.
And I'm also going to give myself guidance. So that and a D4. Let's have a look. Oh, and that 20 plus 3. 23.
Oh.
Okay. With a nat 20 for 23, are you looking for other ships? Are you looking at the 3 people on the iceberg? You'll get a bit of information about both, but is there one thing you want more information on?
More for the 3 people and what they look like, and do they look friendly or do they look hostile or do they look like they're hurt and need help?
Sure. So you do see fragments of driftwood. You see occasional scraps that could be from remains of a ship. You don't see any functional ships anywhere around here. You're still a decent length from the coast. You don't see any sort of pirate skimmers. When you look at the 3 people, you see 3 distinct people. One is bound. So you see a woman with sort of short cropped blonde hair, and she's bound. So her mouth is tied and her hands are bound with sort of steel manacles. She's in fairly ragged clothes. The 2 other people, there are 2 men one's in their late 30s, one's in the late 40s. The man in his 30s is half elven. He's got a small scar under one eye, and he's dressed in sort of, you would know this, you've worked with your previous work amongst your house and clan. You've encountered the royal guards of this area. So you've encountered the royal guards of the kingdom before. So he's dressed in the outfit of the royal guards, and the other man is also dressed in the outfit of the royal guards. The other man's in his 40s. He's a human. Both of them look a little worse for wear, and they are floating on an iceberg about 300 meters away.
Okay. All right. So, but they're royal guardsmen of people of my clan, or just of the Frigid Woe area, Frigid North area?
They're guardsmen of the royal guard for the kingdom that encompasses Palebank.
Oh, okay.
I believe that would be Uthadurnian guards, but I'll double check that for you.
Sure. So during
like the police.
Sorry?
They're official. It sounds like official guard.
So Durin yells out, "Hey, do you need help?" I mean, that's what Durin would do. He would just yell.
Oh.
Yeah.
They start trying to communicate to you in semaphore.
Yeah. Oh, what would Durin do? Does he have anything? No.
I think Buck's go up to Durin and be like, "Do you want me to go talk to the?" Because
yes, that would be lovely.
Out on the deck because he doesn't want to go down the bottom. So I think he's into the galley. So he might like run up to the captain's quarters and try to alert the captain of the people who are stranded to see if we can turn the ship towards them to go help them.
Yep. You knock on Remington's quarters. He bursts out with a sort of 1 foot kicking the door down, and he says, Mr. Kettle, set us a course for adventure. And he sort of
down here. Sorry. Hi. My name's Max. We met before, but you might not remember my name. The Durin, who's in our FART team, he's just seen some people over on an iceberg over there, and he thought we could maybe go help them.
Are they in need of a hero?
I think so. They were waving towards us, and they're wearing official outfits. So I think they're the good guys.
And he dashes up to the helm, and he waves to Mr. Kettle, who's a Harangon man, bunny ears, and he asks him to sort of divert the ship towards the 3 people. And you can make pretty good time towards them, and you'll get there in about a minute or 2.
Can I, as we're doing that, can I sort of suss out? Does this in any way seem like a bit of a ruse? We've heard stories of things like sirens and so forth and things like that. Does this look anything like that at all?
Yeah. So, Dave got most of what you would get. Like his perception check was off the charts, right? Like you would get most of that. With a nat 20, I would allow him to roll again as you guys get closer. If you want to see if there's a ruse or something like that, you could also roll me an insight check as these people get closer to the ship. Let's say you're 100 meters out and you're closing on 50 meters. If you want to roll another perception check, or if you want to roll something else, you could.
All right. So guidance.
I'll roll insight.
Yeah, it's still 17 plus 2, 19.
I got a nat 20, my insight.
Oh.
This tracks. It tracks that Durin is like these guys are like the rogue is like.
What was the insight? Just before I give you the information.
So the insight is I get the idea that I've kind of seen what Royal Guards look like. So I want to look and see if these guys actually, although they're wearing the Royal Guards stuff, I want to know if like they actually are Royal Guards or if they're just wearing costumes.
Yeah, fair. I think with those rolls, you would see a couple things. You would see that none of the three people, their clothes fit well. All of their clothes fit badly. You would also see they all have signs of combat. So one of the guys did have a scar that looked old, but you can also see up closer fresher bruises, fresher cuts on all three of them. So on the woman who's chained up and on the two in royal garb outfits, all of their outfits have signs of battle and tears and sort of cuts. You don't think there are a lot of humans in the Royal Guard of Uthadern either. It's not unheard of, but it's quite rare, and most of the figures would be very well known, and you don't recognize them as sort of a famous human of Uthadern.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna run up to Durin and say, Durin, I think something's wrong. I don't think those are Royal Guards. They just don't look right. I think something's wrong. Something's not right here.
Okay. I have a way to figure this out. Turns to the group. Are you Royal Guards?
And with that roll, you see one of them sort of startles a bit and the other sort of nudges him with his elbow. And the woman who's chained up sort of like,
Okay.
Is the boat going towards them currently?
Yep. Yeah, unless you advise Remington otherwise.
And Theo, did you talk to all of us about that?
Just Durin, but I think my next.
Okay.
Because I'm like at the side of the ship, like waving to these people, going out, help them. Like, so not an insight check would have occurred to.
The next thing I'm going to run to the captain and say, I'm going to say, something's wrong. These people aren't Royal Guards. They're pretending that they're trying to bring us in. I don't think this is a good idea. Just look at their clothes. Their clothes don't fit. I don't know what they are, but they're not Royal Guards. And that one's human as well, which doesn't fit. It's not, something's wrong.
And he sort of narrows his eyes, and you can see there's a contention between his natural urge towards adventure and a captain's urge to keep their ship intact. And he sort of looks around at the four of you and over to the lady in her bright garb on the deck, shuffling her cards, and he says, "What would you have me do?"
Turn the ship around. I'd stay away from them. That I don't know who or what they are, but they're not who they are pretending to be.
Look, my friend doesn't think you're Royal Guards. If you're honest with us and you're lost and you need help, just let us know.
I think Brother Marshall will join this conversation with Captain and be like, those two don't look like Royal Guards. They don't look like Royal Guards. But is that someone still in trouble? Do we still need to help someone?
You need to turn the ship around. I'm going to say to him.
Okay, I've got one for turn around. I've got one.
part.
I'm not sure what that means from Durin.
Oh, sorry, he's yelling just at the guards to say, "Come, like, what's going on? We can help, but you need to be honest with us. Otherwise, we're going to turn this ship around."
He will, because he's got a couple of people telling him to do one thing. and a couple of people doing him the other. He's going to look over at Zelara, who's the woman in the brightly coloured garb, and he's going to ask her to draw a card to guide their fate. If anyone else wants to change their opinion while that's happening, you won't hit the iceberg before then. But if anyone else wants to say anything else to change his mind or roll a persuasion check, they can.
Ready as we go.
Okay. Can someone roll me a d20 for me as Zelara shuffles her cards?
Who would like to do it?
I'll do it. Yeah. 16.
16. Interesting. Okay. Give me 1 sec. I'll pull it up.
Durin's still yelling at the guards. You haven't answered our question. Are you guards or are you not?
I think this whole time Bucks has been like on the deck.
So Zelara shuffles her deck, and she draws number 16. The witness returns, and you see she's sort of the henna tattoos, green light sort of wraps around them and wraps back down her forearm as she pulls the card out. And she says, she sort of looks at it and looks over at Remington and looks at the four of you and says, someone who has seen you at your worst or your best has tracked you down. They could ruin your reputation. They could elevate your standing. It really depends on your intentions. And she will fold it away. And she looks a little fatigued after having done that. And Remington sort of thinks about it and is like starting to turn the boat around unless someone can convince him otherwise.
I think that woman needs help. We should help her. And then maybe we'll figure out if these are guards or not.
And Brother Marshall's going to jump on Durin's plea as well, wanting to help someone who seems like they're in need, but is sort of drawing their sword, ready to go as well to possibly deal with two bandits.
No, I'm convinced that this is some kind of ruse. I don't trust people.
I mean, if it's a vote, Bucks will always come down on the side of like wanting to do the right thing, and usually will follow Durin's lead. And so, but is always a bit overwhelmed by all of the like the possibility of people like deceiving us to do crime. It's all a bit like overwhelming. But if there's somebody to help, he'd want to do it.
So Remington is hearing 3 people wanting to go investigate and one person saying no. That doesn't mean he'll do it if Sean can do something dramatic to convince him otherwise. Or, you know, let's say Theo held the captain at knife point. The captain would turn the boat around. But at the moment, he's hearing 3 people and he will investigate them shortly unless Theo can do something to convince him otherwise.
Can I get anything else on it? I'm going to go back out. I'm going to hear that the other 3 people are against me, think that he's probably going to go and investigate this, go and look at the people, and I'm starting to panic. I'm going to go back out to the deck and I'm going to look back out one last time at the people there to see if I can get any other information about them or any other insight.
Roll me a history check or history or perception or investigation. I'm happy with any of them.
I'll do investigation.
All right.
It's 12.
It's 12. You look at the woman who's chained up and you feel like you've seen her somewhere. With a 12, it's really hard to put your finger on it. Yeah. It's hard because she's at a distance and has some bruises, but you feel like you've seen her somewhere famous.
Somewhere famous? Do I get any more sense of if she's actually in trouble or if she's also...
She looks like she's genuinely in trouble. With a 12, it's not hard to tell.
Okay. I'll agree with everyone else and we'll go forward.
Okay, how are you guys approaching this? So there is an iceberg. It's maybe 10 meters by 10 meters. The 2 quote-unquote royal guards are on there and the woman who's chained up. Do you guys just want to pull alongside? Do you want to send an adventuring party overboard? What's the plan?
I'm going to go hide in the shadow. I'm going to go try hide like in the shadows or in the cabin or something. So, and just somewhere that I can watch what's happening, but I don't want them to know that I'm there.
Okay. What did the rest of you do?
I think I'm going to...
Oh, sorry, you go now.
I think I'll look to disembark onto the iceberg, but weapon at the ready.
Durin will as well disembark with Brother Marshall as well.
Okay.
Bucks initially was like at the edge going to help, but overhearing Theo and the suspicion is torn, and so he's going to stand on the deck and probably stand like in the vague vicinity of the spellcaster that he saw, because he's also fascinated by the cards and the magic that he saw.
So you can see the two men. One of them immediately rushes forward, while the other sort of holds the prisoner. And then one who rushes forward is the human. The human rushes forward and says, "Thank goodness you came. We don't have any supplies. We were attacked by pirates, and well, we swam to this iceberg, but no, we wouldn't have lasted much longer out here."
Durin yells, "Stop! We have sick contacts on board. We need to keep quarantine, or else you'll get sick too." And Durin's not lying, because there's a guy with scurvy.
The most
So
contagious of condition.
Does it look like their clothes are wet as well from all this swimming?
They're relatively freshly damp. Some of it has started to freeze in the temperatures. Just to set the scene, it is quite cold. Like, these are Arctic waters, but some is still wet, some's not turned to ice.
Okay.
And he sort of looks at Durin and says, "You've got to help us. We don't have any food. We're going to die out here."
Yes, but again, we need to go through proper quarantine protocols. Now, where are you from?
We're from Utherton, and we were set by the famous spell pirate Mira Dawn Sailwind. We've got her chained up back there. Like, we managed to get her, but like most of our guard went down with the ship. But if you were able to ransom her, we'd get quite a bit of gold. If it's gold you want, please just save us.
Durin would like to do an insight check on this.
Yep, you can roll an insight check.
Would you allow guidance in this situation or not?
No, I think it would be fine. It's not like you're trying to hide the guidance. You're in a position of control here.
So that is 15.
Let me just see here.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's something feels off. Something feels off. He's not being
Durin
honest.
go.
Their claim is that the person that they've captured is the pirate.
Yep. So they're claiming they've captured the famous pirate Mira
Spirit Wind or whatever her name is.
Mira Dawnwind, the spell sail, who is a real person. You've heard of them, but
Does Brother Marshall know anything about them? Like, are they iconically missing a hand or leg or something? Like, or have a famous bird or something?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. So Mira, the Spellwind, she does look like the person who's on the ice in that they're both blonde. They both have short cut hair, and they have sort of a sort of French, for lack of a fantasy reference, a sort of a French comportment. There are no huge distinguishing features beyond that. She's sort of famous for her spells in combat, but there's no she doesn't have a fake eye or anything like that.
Yep. Durin goes, so you, like, lies will get you nowhere. The kids that I look after are lie all the time, and you're lying just like them. Now, let's try this again. Why are you here? And where are you from? Can I do a persuasion check to get them to tell the truth?
Yeah, you could do a intimidation or persuasion check.
Yep.
You can roll with advantage. You've got the boat. You've got the position of power here.
Sure. All right. And without guidance, a 7 and an 8 plus 6, though. That's 14.
14. Okay. He looks nervous. He's sort of gauging his options. And his hand sort of goes for a sword at his belt.
Okay. Durin goes, "Hey, wait. You pull that sword out. You can't put it back in. There will be problems. Now, you can roll the dice and try to fight us. Looks like you've been injured already. Or you can work with us and maybe we get you off this iceberg and somewhere warm. I have tea. Now, do you want potential death or tea? And if you kill all of us, then who's going to drive the ship?"
So he looks at you and he looks over at the other guy and at the number of people on the ship. And he says, "All right, we're not royal guards. We're pirates. But we could definitely get a good bit of gold for that person chained up back there. And we're still happy to split that with you. Just don't leave us on the ice.
Okay. You see, now that wasn't so hard, and we can work towards collaboration. Okay. Now,
I think
know-
Brother
I
Marshall
get-
interrupts Durin halfway, draws his blade, and just tries to attack.
no, Brother Marshall, we were doing so well.
I think, yeah, roll initiative, because you guys do have sort of slightly conflicting agendas here. But roll initiative, and yeah, I won't pull up a battle map because this is a fairly simple fight. But
Okay.
Roll initiative.
Okay. Durin got 11.
Yep.
But they can swap with anyone if they want to.
I think Brother Marshall wants to.
Just so it's clear, I'm going for like a incapacitate, like not to kill.
Yeah.
These are two people that need to be neutralized. We need to free this supposed prisoner who they've openly admitted to taking, and that's not good.
Okay. Brother Marshall, you get to go first. You beat everyone else, the pirates and Durin, so you can attack one of them if you wish.
Yes, please. We'll go with my short sword. Ooh, that'll do nicely. 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Excellent. And I will do some damage. I'm going for non-lethal. That's 9 damage.
Yep, that knocks him out. This guy is rough. Like he's been on the ice for some time, so that takes him down. And you can see the other guy just throws down his sword. So the other royal guard throws down his sword and just sort of like puts his hands up.
All right. So Durin first goes, all right, we're not going to harm you. Just put your hands behind your head and we're going to get you on the ship nice and warm. And then he starts, and Durin, of course, has manacles because he is a guard as well. So he puts manacles on, drags, and then starts taking him up the ship, and then goes to Brother Marshall. Why'd you have to hit them? We were talking. They were being honest with us. We should reward honesty, not punish it.
And Brother Marshall sort of puts on a very stern face and sort of goes, they took this person prisoner. They've done the wrong thing.
But there are plenty of people to do the wrong thing, but it doesn't mean they can't be redeemed. Isn't that right, mate? And and looks at the other guy.
As I'm like, I want to search the guy's body who's like down to take away any other weapons he may have concealed in his little coat.
Mick, the other pirate, Durin, looks back at you and just says, I'm just a cook. I don't know.
Now Durin goes, are you really a cook?
No, I'm just an apprentice cook.
I or something in the back.
Over an iceberg.
Now,
Brother Marshall is searching them. There's not much on them.
Yeah.
There's some. You can get maybe 30 bronze pieces and 5 silver pieces between the two of them. They do have a map of the pirate shoals on them. So both of them have a rough drawn map of the pirate shoals. And you think if you were to use that, you could much more likely avoid pirate confrontation.
okay. Durin goes to Brother Marshall. Since you knocked this one out, you can drag this one up the ship yourself. I'm going to and take this guy with you. I'm going to see if this woman needs some help. And he goes to the woman who's chained up. Is she chained to anything or just chained?
She is pretty chained. Like she's got a strip of cloth through her mouth tight enough that she can't say any words. She's chained, manacled by the hands and by the feet.
Okay. So Durin is first going to cast Cure Wounds on her. And so that is 2d8 plus 4. She gets a total of 12 hit points back. And then he's going to remove the bag and say, are you okay? Can you stand?
And she'll say, thank you, kind dwarf. This has been a rough week. I can stand. And she'll stand up, and she sort of has the poise of someone who's been trained to stand in a certain posture and to comport themselves in front of large crowds.
All right. Come with us on the ship. I have a friend who's very good with his hands, and he'll get you out of those cuffs in a jiffy, and then we'll get you into somewhere nice and warm. How about that?
She looks slightly nervous for a moment when you mention the person who's very good with their hands, but she follows you.
Okay. All right. So as we're all going back on the ship, Durin yells, "Theo, we need your magic hand for a second."
Okay, I'll run out and just go, what happened?
Oh, well, so we were having a conversation with these two gentlemen during gestures to the pirates, and then, and then someone, he looks at Brother Marshalls, just punched them in the face for being honest. And then we have this lovely lady here who's just, who's in manacles, and looks like she just needs just to get out of the manacles into a warm bed and with a nice pot of tea. Do you think you could help unlock these manacles on her?
Yeah, I'm gonna firstly run over and make sure the two unconscious people are properly disarmed, and if they have any weapons, do they have any weapons? Or
The pirates each had a short sword, which you can easily enough disarm. The woman who introduces herself as Princess Zelara of Highcrest, she has no weapons on her. She's been sort of restrained by these pirates.
Can I do a history check on if I know anything about this lady?
Yeah, you can.
I might give her the gold too, or the bronze and the silver that we found on the pirates. It was probably hers, so we'll give that back to
Lady
them.
Lara of Highcrest. Was Highcrest
Should
really-
take the
roll a
bronze and the
history check
silver.
as well?
Yeah, Durin can roll it. She take the bronze and silver. She actually looked at it a bit surprised, and you get this is someone who doesn't handle lower amounts of coinage very often, but she seems grateful nonetheless. She's very appreciative and understands this is a large amount for yourself.
Durin got a 7.
Yep, you think she is a traveling carny from Princess Alara's traveling carnival. It's a famous carnival that travels around the country. Who else rolled history?
I did 12.
With a 12, you have heard of Highcrest. It's a neighboring country. And you know that recently the marriage of Princess Zelara to Damien of Valeshire was interrupted by a pirate attack. And there's a lot of rumors around that, and you're not sure what's truth. But certainly Princess Zelara is generally thought of as a well-respected figure of the monarchy. And the Azure Kingdom, or Highcrest, is thought of as an upstanding kingdom of lawfulness.
And is Highcrest on our way, or is it?
No, it's a reasonable way off to the east, unfortunately.
Oh, so I wouldn't.
So you wouldn't be able to swing by on the way, essentially. But you could, after going to Islecross, you could take her back a couple of weeks' travel.
Okay.
But I'll just go up to her and I think just ask, like, how did you end up here? What happened?
Tell me, good Master Gnome, do you ever find yourself somewhere in life that you didn't quite intend to be?
Right now, babe. Right now.
You'll have to dish some other time. But I'm a bit far from home, and the heart is a funny thing.
While having this conversation, I'll try and undo her manacles with my thieves' tool.
Yeah. Roll me a thieves' tool check or a sleight of hand if you don't have thieves' tools.
I do have thieves' tool. Oh, that's 18.
Yep, they come off easily enough.
Magic.
As soon as the manacles come off, Durin thrusts a cup of jasmine tea into her hands. This should make you nice and warm. I'm sure it's not as good as the carnies can make it at home, but this is the best I have.
Carnies that I have. Is anyone going to tell him? I'm not. I don't know. I don't do history.
Thank you, Master Dwarf. I must still be. I must be suffering hypothermia. I must have misheard you. This is good.
Oh, my pleasure. And you may call me Durin. Now, Durin, pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Would you like some honey?
Yes, I would like honey.
Yeah, it's in some honey. But yes, so what are you doing all the way here from your home? I mean, I thought the life of a circus would be amazing for anyone. I can't believe you give that up. What happened?
Let's just say sometimes you get tired of following what the ringmaster tells you to do, and you want to have a bit of adventure.
Durin nods solemnly, not a complete believing it literally, and he goes, I can understand, my parents wanted me to be a guard, my dad wanted me to be a guard, my sisters were guards, and they wanted me to do it, but I thought I would be a better kindergarten teacher, but then they wouldn't let me be the kindergarten teacher. So that's why I'm here. Wait, so I guess I followed the ringmaster's tricks anyway. Huh. I don't know. So I don't know what you're going through, but I do have tea.
And tea's all I need. I find carnivals look very bright and shiny and fun. Everyone loves looking at a lion, but no one wants to sweep up its poop. This is good
I
tea.
definitely get that. Oh, I'm glad. Where can we drop now? Is there someone we can contact for you to get them safe? Perhaps send them a little note saying that you're here, and maybe they can send a troop to pick you up, or I don't know what you guys have. Will the carnival come and pick you up, perhaps?
And you can see Remington steps up, the captain. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll see this fair lass back to her kingdom if my name isn't Remington Bugleby, gentleman privateer."
You mean carnival, right?
Carnival?
Yeah, she's from Lara's traveling carnival, isn't that right? And he looks at her like, yeah, like that's. I thought you did tricks and stuff. Are you like the bearded lady, or you're the you like throw knives?
Someone please set him right. Come on, Brother Marshall.
Yeah, I think this has gone too far, and Brother Marshall is just going to take them to one side and just be like, "Let's go have a sit down."
Yeah. Right.
So she's going to retire. You can see she's a little worse for wear. Like she's been on the ice. She goes on to tell you that their ship was waylaid by pirates, and in the battle, both of their ships were destroyed. There was a very serious clash between the pirate admiral and her ship. And in the battle, the pirates who survived stole the royal guard's clothes, sort of dressed themselves up, and the three of them had an uneasy truce on the iceberg until they eventually got the jump on her and shackled her.
Can I go up to Theo and suggest that he puts the manacles that he just took off onto the pirate that is unconscious?
I already have.
You have already? Okay.
Yeah,
I've put them together. I haven't done one of them. I've put them both so that they can't get away from each other.
Well, I was going to say the assistant cook could maybe go help the cook.
Yeah,
Can we put it to work?
He brings out a pair of fluffy pink manacles, and he puts them on the other pirate.
Oh, okay.
I think before we move on to the next scene or the next thing, I think Bucks would want to talk to the other passenger who had done the magic before.
Yeah, by all means. Do you approach them by yourself, or sort of they're sort of by themselves at the moment? You can bring anyone with you, or you can do it by yourself.
I think Bucks would go up and not really know how to introduce himself or like what to say, but would just be staring fascinated at the cards, and then would just sort of blurt out, "How did you do that?"
And Ra, which is the name of the lady in the bright garb, looks at you and shuffles the cards some more and says, "I look into the weave, and the weave tells me things."
Weave? Has Bucks heard of the weave before? He's been at
Bucks would have. So yeah. The weave is traditionally thought of as the weave of magic that sort of wizards, sorcerers, everyone taps into to cast magic. There's other ways of casting magic, but wizards certainly tap into the weave to cast their magic. But it's also can be referred to as the weave of fate. So the weave of prophecy or fate or fortune telling.
I've heard of the weave and I've reading about it, but I never knew that it could tell you something like that. I just thought it was always where people got their sort of energy or their spells from.
Spells have the power to change things. And to do so, they need to know where they're coming from, where they are, and where they're going. If you look into the weave hard enough, you can see what happened in the past, what's going to happen in the present, or glimpse the future.
That's so cool.
Tell me, Master Gnome.
Yeah.
What do you know of your past? What do you know of your future? She shuffles away.
I know what's happened to me, and I know where I am now, and I know where me and my friends want to go, but I don't know what's going to happen next. didn't think anybody could know what's going to happen next.
Would you want to? She shuffles more.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. And also, can you make your arms glow again? That was so cool.
I can make my arms glow. The to gaze into the weave does exact a toll on me and sometimes on the people I'm casting for.
Oh, then it's okay. I don't want to make you tired. I know we're ready.
No, I've got plenty in me. I'm very curious now. But tell me, would you rather know of your past, your present, or the future?
I think Bucks is quite, for lack of a better word, adrift, and would look back to his past.
Sure. She will shuffle the deck and roll me a d6, Scott.
3.
Okay. I will just load that. Oh, hang on, sorry. Not that one. Ignore that.
Some fancy tarot cards.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Can I be watching this from afar? Like I would have wanted to. I'm interested as well, but I don't want to engage, and I just wanted to see this interaction from afar.
I might whisper to Theo, be like, "Do you reckon they're playing games or?"
No, what she's doing isn't a game. It's something deep than that.
So she shuffles the cards. You see the henna tattoos start to light up. And she tells you that to observe something is to change it. When we gaze upon the past, we change the future. And she pulls a card forth, and you see it's a card with 2 figures on it. One, a man in a dark robe, and another female kneeling before him. And it's the card number 15, the Broken Vow. And she focuses on it for a moment and holds it up to you, and she says, "A promise you've made in desperation has been remembered by someone with power. They will come to collect on an oath you hoped was forgotten. They will not accept substitutes. They will not accept excuses." And she takes the card and she shuffles it back into the deck, and the green henna tattoos slowly recede.
I think Bucks is quite sad by that. A little bit. I think he thinks a bit of when he was offered a position at the Wizards Academy that he went to before he came on his first quest, his first outing. The conditions of that were that he couldn't return back home afterwards. And I think the idea that somebody's going to hold him to that promise, the thing that he agreed to because he was so excited about the idea of being able to learn more about magic and be able to do more things, that it would mean that he couldn't go back to his home and his uncle and the farm that he'd grown up on. And he regrets making that agreement and was hoping that it wouldn't come true, that he wouldn't have to follow the contract that he made, I think. So I think it's quite sad rather than comforting, looking back at his past.
And Zelara looks at you and sort of sees the contemplation in your eyes, and she just says, "I find it's only those people who stand for nothing, who have no broken vows. To have broken a vow means you once felt so strongly about something that you swore to it. This card is neither good nor bad. It is what you make of it. And you seem great, Master Gnome, I'll be honest with you." And she shuffles it away.
Thank you. And I think he would otherwise try to give her a hug or something, but he's just met her and he's too awkward and he doesn't really know what to do. So he just sort of it's cold, and so he hugs himself a bit and then just wanders off to maybe where Brother Marshall and Theo are watching, and just says, "It's cold out here on the deck."
I'll try to find a blanket, and I'll leave to go try and find a blanket.
Brother Marshall will just stare at the lady still shuffling the cards. She's trying to sort of comprehend what's all taking place.
She'll wink at Brother Marshall.
I will now look to the horizon.
As Brother Marshall looks towards the horizon, he just notices that Durin just standing there watching them. And goes, he just looks at Durin's just like, So,
And I think this is just so strange that Brother Marshall's going to walk away to the end of the ship.
Hi,
Something
Durin.
weird's afoot.
hi.
Hi,
Were you
Durin.
playing card games? Why didn't you invite me?
It wasn't really a game. I was just asking how her cards worked. You should chat to her
Okay.
sometime. She's really nice.
Okay.
I think we're kind of friends now. Maybe. I don't know.
Cool. We made a friend. Awesome. Yeah. Shall we go inside and just have some hot cocoa?
I think so. It's cold out here.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. And then we just Durin proceeds to take Buxall, bring him in, and bring him into the cold, and starts pouring out some hot cocoa.
I return with 4 blankets.
Roll me a check. No, that's fine. Okay. Would anyone else like to do anything else before we move on to the second day of travel? Okay.
Bucks, if he sees the captain's cat, will make friends with it.
Right.
Any time that happens on the voyage, it'll be one of the first things.
That is a high DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll me an animal handling check. I'll say DC 15.
Durin gives guidance.
Please.
We did. Durin has nibbles.
6. Jesus Christ.
When I leveled up, I got expertise. I got expertise in animal handling. I will bring.
Yep, you make friends with Mr. Whiskers. It's a delightful tortoiseshell cat. Mr. Whiskers has a vest and little boots. And Nibbles looks at you daggers as you play with him.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Nibbles, don't be jealous.
You can only romance one NPC.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to think that during the voyage, the Buck spends just anytime it's nighttime or he's in the hammock, is trying to encourage the cat to come sleep on his feet.
Okay. For day 2, you see Remington is standing at the bow, and you have the choice of traveling through the pirate shoals or swinging around. It will add extra time to travel to swing around. You do now have the map that you obtained from the pirates, so you'll have a mechanical advantage for traveling through this area. If you take the route through the pirate shoals, you can be there easily within a day. So your total travel time will have been 2 days. If you go around, it is likely it will take up to 3. There's an element of luck either way, but it's the short, dangerous route or the slightly longer, less dangerous route.
Can you quickly remind me what we're going to Islecross for again?
Oh, yeah, what's that time
frozen low
frame?
cure.
What was it?
Yeah. So,
I'm trying to cure.
Isn't your dad sick? And like, well, not his dad. It's
It's your dad.
People kids.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so there is an
in
element
the bar. So like, there is urgency because they acted in it. They're in quarantine at the
That's right.
Yeah.
Hotel.
I can't remember what we budgeted for in terms of travel time there. If we said 2 days or 3 days to get there.
I can't remember.
I think we just said get there ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orbis said 2 to 3 days. He can definitely keep them going. After that, probably 2 to 3 days. So you'd have 2 to 3 days to then get into Islecross, find the cure, and put in the box. As you're doing that, Theo checks the box, and you see that there's just like a slip of paper that's appeared in it that just says, "You good?" Just the letter U, good, ? Did you eat lunch? And there's a little cat drawn on there by Orbis. And this is the first time Teo's really been away from Powerbank Village, and you think he's maybe a little worried.
Yeah. This is like magic paper, I take it.
Yeah, so you remember Orbis said that he might be able to send messages to you occasionally. You can definitely send stuff back to him, but it's sort of a dodgy connection.
Yeah, okay. I'll write back. We're all fine. I miss you. And that's all.
Okay. Who would like to roll me this survival check for... First, tell me, would you like to go through the pirate shoals?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. Roll me a survival check with advantage. And if someone could separately do that, roll me a d6. So someone else roll the survival check with advantage, and someone roll a d6.
Whoever's rolling survival check? Guidance.
Yeah, I'll do survival.
So add a d4 to that.
Yeah, so add d4 to 10 plus.
So if I get advantage, right?
Yep.
So
12,
14 plus the D4. 15. 15 on the survival.
15 is pretty good. And what was the D6, sorry?
5.
5. With that, you successfully navigate the pirate shoals without encountering pirates. The survival check
Very stressful.
with a D5, Princess Zelara will come up to Durin and hand him a slip for 500 gold pieces owing. And she'll hand that to each of you that you could cash in Highcrest. So it's a promissory note. So it would be hard to use in Uthidonian kingdoms. You could maybe use it, but it would lose some value. But it's a promissory note for 500 gold pieces to each of you, signed by a royal member of the Highcrest family.
Durin thinks that as a carny, I definitely don't have this much money. He thinks that it's just that it's a nice favor. So then he's going to assign to her 0.1 of a Buxell's bucks and give that to her.
They're getting. Yeah,
Probably about the same now.
Yeah, no, yeah. Quickly inflating, yeah.
I've not stopped thinking about that fucking currency.
How long does your detect disease thing last for?
I can do ritual cast it, and it lasts. I think.
I was just wondering if you detected disease on the people who were there and this lady, or not. If you thought of it yet.
I detected on everyone except the lady and this person, but it lasts 10 minutes. But it costs concentration up to 10 minutes, and ritual cast is, I believe, is 10 minutes as well. So I could do that.
And just to see if the princess has anything, just because I could see that being a twist coming.
Sure, yeah, we can do that.
There's a minor infection in one of her cuts, which you're able to treat fairly easily. No frigid woe. Nothing odd.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to do with the second day? It's essentially smooth sailing, and there's no new additions to the crew. The Zelara, the gypsy, hangs out, just shuffling her cards, looking out over the ocean.
Durin would like to approach Zelara and then go, so, you good with cards? You want to play a game?
I always want to play a game.
Cool.
I win quite often.
Oh, we'll see about that. All right. Name your game. Do you want to be bridge or 13 or blackjack? I'm not very good at blackjack, but I'm happy to play anyway.
I like the games where I find out something about you and you find out something about me, Master Dwarf. You seem to have depth to you.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. My parents, my family would not say that, but yes. Okay, so is this what, two truths and a lie kind of game, or how about
this? You draw a card, I draw a card. Whoever has the higher number wins.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
All right. So what I'll get you to do mechanically, can you roll a d20 for me, Durin? And someone else can roll a d20 for Zelara. So someone else roll a d20 as well.
I can do that.
That's a 6.
And
so
Zelara is a 17.
Ooh.
6 and 17. Okay, we'll do the 6 first. Then we'll probably wrap up for the night. Okay, so Durin, you draw the 6. And you draw the echo returns. And she looks at it and looks at you and says that something you believe destroyed will return transformed. An old enemy, a lost love, or a forsaken duty will reappear in your life. Changed, but unmistakably familiar.
Durin always wondered about his choice to be a guard and how it was forced upon him. And he really wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. He thought he'd be really good at it. But then his father forced him into the line of work. He wonders whether this will come back to him or not. But then he shrugs and thinks, it's just a game. And like, all right. Yes. Now it's your turn.
And she draws 17, the mentor's test. And she looks at it and sort of, you see the first time this sort of bright-faced tricksy, sort of sassy person really gets a shadow over her face. And she looks at the mentor's test. And she says, it seems my quest is coming to completion.
What quest?
Let's just say among my people, leaders are picked after they complete a series of challenges. And for me, that involves a lot of travel. I'm sure you know of challenges in leadership, Master Thunderaxe.
I suppose so, but no one ever looked to me as a leader. I mean, it's obvious why. I'm too handsome and pretty for it. Is that what you're
It's
talking
true,
about?
the handsome and pretty ones are generally unfairly done by, I find.
I know. It's like, what's that right word? Discrimination.
Well, I think keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. And I think maybe keep an eye out for that monk you travel with. I always find it's the ones who don't know much about their past that have the most interesting ones.
Ooh.
And,
all right, Durin will keep that in mind.
Yeah. But yeah, it's essentially smooth sailing. You guys will approach Islecross and we'll basically wrap up as you're sliding into harbour, unless there's anything else anyone wanted to do.
Can I approach this lady and just say, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Theo. I've seen what you've done for other people on this boat. I was just wondering what your plans were when you arrive.
Gonna buy her a drink or something at some point.
Well,
Let's give it his hands.
Zelara mentions that she travels widely, but she has some freedom in what she does. She's always up for adventure. And she asks if there is an adventure you're going on.
Yeah, I've found myself in an adventure currently, but I don't know where that's taking me. And I think I wouldn't mind playing your card game to see if I could find out more about where this adventure would take me.
There are two ways we can play the card game, Theo. You can roll at random a d20. You can pick any card from the deck, and it might tell you of your past, your future, or your present. Or you might draw the Joker. Or you can choose. You can choose the past, the present, and the future. But you'll never draw the Joker if you do that.
Is she offering me the deck of cards? Or
She offers the deck of cards. And mechanically, you can either roll a d6 for the past, present, or future, or you can roll a d20 for the whole deck. And in the deck, there are two Jokers.
I'll roll a d20. 1.
A 1. Okay. All right, let me load this up.
It might just be something random.
Yeah, I was wondering, is it a random thing or is it a 1 to 20?
Ranking, yeah. Oh.
So she draws number 1, and you see the green on her arms. You've seen it light up for the other two, but it shines like the aurora borealis in the sky, and the area around you is filled with green light. And she draws number 1, the shattered crown, and she holds it up. And again, just a glimpse of shadow passes across her face. And she says that our ruler's downfall approaches. Within a moon cycle, a figure of authority in your path will face their greatest challenge. Your actions will determine whether they rise or they fall.
I don't know.
And she takes the card and shuffles it.
I don't know any figures of authority. I don't know any kings or lords, or I'm the furthest thing from it. I think you need to check your deck. It's a fun
Yes,
deck.
I'm sure it's probably just an issue with my deck. I'll take it back to the manufacturers.
Yeah. Well,
But tell me this, Theo. Have you encountered any royalty recently?
I suppose I have. Yeah, now if I can see Lady Alara, I'll look at her quizzically.
She waves. She's got a cup of tea.
Yeah. I don't really know what to think. And yeah, just I'm a bit confused by what this all means now, because I didn't even really think of her as the Lady of Lara, but now I suppose, yeah, I do have a figure of authority who's suddenly entered my life, and I guess that makes that card draw a little bit more real. And I don't know what it means.
I mean, you could argue that Durin's a figure of authority. He's guard and everything.
And as far as Durin's aware, Princess Zelara is just part of the carnival.
Okay. I think going forward, I'll keep a closer eye on her, and I think this has made me feel like I need to protect her a little bit, and not really sure why, but I think it's made me want to, it made me feel more protective.
One final thought, Theo. How much do you know about the people you travel with?
Probably as much as the rest of us, just that they seem like nice people. We don't talk much, but...
And you've known them a long time, no doubt?
Oh, no. Days. But I don't have friends. I don't make friends.
That's fine. I'm sure it's of no consequence. After all, my deck's just faulty.
Yeah.
So ominous.
Yeah. Thanks for playing your game with me. I must say I just don't understand the game, but maybe we can play again sometime.
And I think we'll end it there.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out a motivation for